I have 10 long wear concealers to share with y'all. 10 days of wear test. We're gonna try all these concealers on. I'm gonna show you how they wear at the end of the day. 10 plus hours of wear on all these concealers, and these are not concealers that I'm testing for the first time in this video. This is my like ultimate favorite list, the concealers that are doing the most. Some of these are new-ish to me, but I have worn them multiple times. Some of these I've been using for years. I know that depending on where you live, what price point you're shopping at, what you like in a concealer, it may be different. So I didn't want to pare myself down too much, but I did tell myself it cannot be more than 10. It has to be your top 10 Heather. These are in no particular order. This is not a ranking. This is not a ranking. This is just, they're all amazing. Too Faced Born This Way concealer is one of my favorite concealers of all time. Definitely one of my most repurchased concealers. And I think out of this whole list of 10, this is probably one of the concealers that's been around the longest. This concealer, you get a lot of product for your money too, which I really love. So I'm going to apply this under my eyes. This is a full coverage concealer. It's long wear, of course. It's just so beautiful. That's why I keep repurchasing it. You know, like I have my more like summery shade. I have winter shades. I have in-between shades. It's hydrating without being heavy. It's full coverage. It has that skin-like finish, kind of between a satin matte that I really like. And like I said, the price point for the amount you get is so nice. That's why I keep repurchasing it time after time after time, and why it's like a staple must-have concealer in my collection. And while I know this video is all about great concealers, amazing concealers, I did recently upload this video where I'm kind of telling you about some not so amazing products. I will link it in the description box and the cards too if you're looking for something like that. I had a lot of fun with that video. Finish blending in my concealer. Let me set with powder, finish up my makeup, and I will be back. All right, y'all, here is what the under eye is looking like. Super beautiful, but I expect no less, and I will be back at the end of the day. It has been a long, busy day, but my concealer is still looking great. I'm a little shiny from the oil, but you can see that it didn't break apart my concealer at all, which is exactly how I expect this Too Faced concealer to perform. That's why I've been using it for years. I was outside a lot today. It's super sunny and warm, and my makeup's looking good. The only thing I have done is touched up my lip after lunch. So, Too Faced for the win, y'all. Huda Beauty makes such a good concealer, y'all. So freaking good. You can see I have a summer shade, a winter shade, a shade in between. I love this concealer. I'm actually going to mix my summer and winter shade today because I'm kind of needing that in-between color. So this is 6.3 in, and this is like a neutral olive undertone. If you put a tiny bit on, you can do medium coverage. Really easy to get it to full coverage, like really easy. So we're gonna go for full coverage today because more is more. I feel like being a little extra. I'm gonna put a little of my winter shade, which is 4.5, and this is a golden, more warm undertone concealer. So I'm gonna mix these. I'm gonna let it set for a couple of minutes. I like to let my concealer kind of warm up on my skin, makes it easier to blend, and I do feel like it gives me a little bit more coverage when I do that. So since we're going for the full coverage today, I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. This concealer though, y'all, if you are like, I am going hard today, my makeup needs to last. My concealer needs to make me look flawless. I have to get things done. This is the concealer for you. I want to show you what it looks like once I blend it in. Okay, you saw, right? Like that looks so beautiful. It looks so flawless. I mean, I'm gonna set with powder because hello, oily skin. Like I always set with powder, but isn't that beautiful? I definitely think so. I love, love, love it. I am going to finish up the rest of my makeup and we will kind of check in before I go about my day, and then of course we'll check in at the end of the day. Oh, that's so pretty. That is always, always, always flawless. My face is set with powder, my lips are done, all my complexion is done. I'm just going to create an eye look now. So I wanted to go ahead and do the concealer, like let y'all see how it looks, set with powder, everything like that. I feel like it's looking so great, right? Like it makes me look so smooth under here, doesn't settle weird, and I'm into it. But of course I will be back at the end of the day. Y'all, I am ready to wash my face. I have been so busy today, but the makeup looks good still. I have not touched up. See, like, can you see this little line right here? That must have been like where my hair caught in my lip product in the wind and like drug it across my lips. Could probably touch up my lip for sure. I haven't done that either. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy day and it's hot. I'm like standing in the sun. I'm like, oh, it's getting hot. But look at the makeup. Again, I've not touched up with powder. I am, of course, a little glowy in here. That's to be expected for me with my oily skin. But to me, I still love my makeup. Like the oils are coming through in a really beautiful way. The concealer has not broken up. It's not clinging weird. It just looks like I've had my makeup on all day, but it looks great. Like I am going to wash my face now. I'm ready to be done with today. I'm ready to lay in bed. I don't even care. I'm ready to take these lashes off, y'all. This is an amazing concealer though, right? Like Huda for the win. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer. Y'all, this is beautiful. I have bought this, used it up, repurchased it. I love this concealer. I am in the shade 10, which is a medium golden undertone concealer. I think this is so beautiful on the under eyes. It doesn't crease, it doesn't fade away, it doesn't settle weird into any of my wrinkles and crinkles, nothing like that. It is a medium to full coverage concealer. I can definitely get a medium coverage if I use a little bit, but it's very easy to get a full coverage. It's creamy, but it's not super heavy. I do think that it gives me like that second skin effect. It doesn't look heavy, it just looks perfected, and I really, really love that. I can put it on and it's gonna do what it needs to do all day long. My complexion is set with powder. I am going to be checking back in to show you how this concealer holds up. You can see how I don't have like any texture emphasized. I don't have like concealer settling weird into pores, anything like that. But I'm still looking pretty skin-like. I love this concealer. But I will be back at the end of the day to show you how everything held up. It is the end of the day. Here is what our concealer looks like. I've not touched up my makeup whatsoever. I have not powdered at all. I have not used any blotting papers. I have not even touched up my lip, and I've been pretty active today. I left the house to run some errands for a little while, and I have been cleaning and organizing. I don't have any weird like concealer breaking apart under my eyes. I'm not looking extra dry. I definitely have oily skin, so my oil is coming through, but in my opinion, it's coming through in a very normal, natural way for me. If I were going to wear this makeup a few more hours, I would definitely blot, and that would probably be enough, honestly. I could powder if I wanted a little extra. For 12 hours of wear, I think I'm looking really nice, and the concealer is looking so good. This e.l.f. concealer is only $7, and it's so pretty. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. It is a satin finish. I really like this concealer. One, the price point's amazing. It has this huge doe foot applicator, and I'm gonna use Tan Sand first, which is closest to my skin tone. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of light beige for brightening, because I did not sleep well last night and I need help. I tried the original camo concealer and it was too dry for me. Even though I have oily skin, I am 36. So it did emphasize things I didn't really want emphasized. It was just a little too dry. And this hydrating version is just hydrating enough, but it's not supposed to be super duper glowy and intensely radiant, anything like that. It has that satin finish that is beautiful, and it has those hydrating ingredients. So don't let the hydrating name like scare you thinking it's going to be too heavy. Now, you don't need a ton of this product because a little goes a long way. It is a full coverage concealer, which I feel like I could use some help with the coverage today because, like I said, I didn't sleep. Concealer is on, powder is on. I think this looks so nice. Even though it is hydrating and satin finish and all of that, it is also long wear, which is very important. Especially in a long wear concealer test, right? So here's what we're looking like. I will be back at the end of the day. I actually have a lot to do today. I'm headed out the door in 5 minutes, so I will see you tonight. It has been a busy day, but it has been a great day. I've spent all day with my kid. My husband got off work. We've been getting stuff done around the house, and I am ready to double cleanse and be done for the day. But good grief, look how great this concealer is looking. I have been outside a lot today. It's a very sunny, it's like, I would say it's warm, but it's almost getting hot being out there for a little while. So the oil on my skin, I think, is looking really nice. So I don't mind the oil that's coming through. It's not breaking apart the concealer at all. And like, this is just such a good concealer, and it's under $10. I think e.l.f. has really just been stepping it up lately. Now, this video isn't about like my oily skin in particular. If you are looking for like full face favorite products, oily skin, I will link to this video right here for you in the cards because it is a full face of favorites. The concealers that I'm talking about in this video, I really do think will work for lots of skin types, you know, oily, dry, normal, combo, dehydrated, oily, all of that. I'm still looking nice. I could blot and party all night, but that's not the vibe today. When we are talking about long wear concealer, we have to talk about the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This concealer is medium to full coverage. It glides on beautifully, it blends beautifully, and it is long wear. This was one of the first concealers I thought about when I was thinking about my long wear concealer. I have it in so many shades. You may be thinking, Heather, why do you have 2 shades? Why 10? Why 7? Because I know I'm going to use it. I love to mix. I love to custom make things. I just enjoy that. Do you need 2 shades? No, you definitely don't have to have 2 shades. I just love to mix. I love to play. And this concealer is absolutely gorgeous. Like, it looks flawless under the eyes. I recently took this traveling with me because I know I can count on it. It definitely has a beautiful natural finish. It's hydrating, meaning that it's not drying, but it's not overly hydrating to where it settles or wears away weird. It's just a beautiful medium full coverage concealer. Y'all, this concealer, don't play with me, it's perfect. My face is set with powder. I am looking forward to showing you how beautifully this concealer wears. It's gonna stay. I'm telling y'all, it is gonna stay all day. I'm back. It's the end of the night. I'm ready to wash my face. I am done with today. And I have not touched up my makeup at all. And look how nice it is. I will say I've been inside all day. It's like stormy, rainy, really nasty outside today. So it's beautiful. It is super humid, but I've mostly been in the house. Not bad for the end of the day, right? I am surprised at how much I have loved this Say concealer. This I've been testing for the past week and loved every single time that I've worn it. I think it's so pretty and it's like a beautiful medium coverage concealer. It doesn't take a lot of this. I'm in the shade 7. It is a medium golden olive shade. And I'm going to use this today, one, because I love this concealer and I want to show y'all, but two, you can tell my foundation is a little too warm for me today, and this is going to help me like get some brightness, going to help everything like even out. This concealer always looks good with a brush or a sponge, but my favorite way has been to kind of press it in with a brush. Now, even though it's a medium coverage concealer, a true medium coverage, I have found that I can add a little bit more to certain areas to build the coverage a little bit. Here it is under one eye. Definitely beautiful, more like hydrated and glowy, but not too glowy, especially when I set with powder. I really enjoy this. I don't feel that it emphasizes anything I don't want emphasized. It gives me that beautiful medium coverage that I want when I'm going for the not full coverage look. Blends easily. It has niacinamide, glycerin, hyaluronic acid. It has those skincare ingredients too that I can really appreciate. Again, if I haven't said before, I am 36, so I need something that is going to hydrate me a little bit, not dry me out, not look cakey, but I also have oily skin, so it needs to last. And I find this concealer to be really beautiful, so I will keep blending, and then I'll be back once everything is set down with powder. Here is what the under eyes are looking like, and now that I have the concealer set with powder, some blush, highlight, you know, the rest of my complexion done, I think it looks really beautiful. I will come back. I have a full day ahead of me. I have a full day. I'm not gonna think on that too long because I'll just want to get back into bed, but we can't do that. We have to adult today. So I will be back at the end of the day to show you how beautifully this wears. No touch-ups to anything aside from my lip color today. This is how the Say Beauty concealer is looking. It looks so good, right? I think so. It's been on like 10 hours. It's looking great. Still have that beautiful medium coverage. You can see my oil is coming through, but it's coming through in a very like natural way. I mean, I have oily skin. Like, why just have oils in your skin when you could have more oils on your skin? Like, even my skin is saying more is more with its oil production, okay? But it looks nice, right? Like, the concealer's not broken apart, nothing like that. And let me tell you, my allergies have been playing me today. I've been like wiping my nose a lot, had a little like where I was trying not to let my eyes water, and the concealer is doing what it needs to do. Long wear, yes, she is. So once again, here is what the new Say Beauty concealer is looking like. Not enough people hype up the Makeup Revolution IRL concealer. Y'all, it is good, okay? It's so good. It's full coverage. I love the slant on the doe foot applicator. It doesn't crease or fade away on me. It's really beautiful. If you have oily skin, this is a very, very underrated concealer. I say oily skin because it does have this soft matte finish to it. So it's not going to give you a lot of radiance, but it's not overly drying or anything like that. I will be using 2 shades today. I'll pop up the shades on the screen. There are a ton of shades on the Makeup Revolution site, which I like, a lot of different undertones. So even though this is a soft matte finish concealer, it does have hyaluronic acid in it, so I don't feel like it's drying or anything like that. It is an oil-free formula, which I also really like. Again, it's full coverage, but not heavy or cakey on my under eye area. Here is my complexion done. I am off to go make some breakfast and do a little like schoolwork check-in with my kid. So here are my under eyes. Don't they look so good? Like, this concealer, severely underrated for real. And I already know it's gonna look good at the end of the day, but I will be back to show you because this concealer is gonna speak for itself. I'm just loving the way it looks right now. Super nice, not weird in any of my little wrinkles and crinkles. It's looking good. It is the end of the day, but you would not be able to tell that from my concealer, would you? No, you wouldn't. It looks so nice. Y'all, don't sleep on this concealer if you have oily skin and you have the same type of preferences as me. I actually sat down to like import the footage and like kind of start editing, getting the link, and I went ahead and ordered. I'm like, I'm on the site, let me go ahead and just order some more. They were having like a free shipping thing. And yeah, I ordered more because I could tell when I was applying it today, I'm like, I'm almost, I don't want to say I'm almost out, but like I don't want to run out. So I went ahead and ordered more. I actually ordered, like I said, on the Makeup Revolution site, they have more undertones. So I did order the olive undertone ones and a golden undertone, but like these are so pretty. I mean, you know, if you're repurchasing, how good it is. And I love like the price point, of course, but like look at how beautiful this is under the eye. And it's been a busy day. It's been a busy day. I've been like up and down the stairs a lot. I've just been doing stuff, you know, doing stuff. So yeah, here's what the Makeup Revolution IRL concealer is looking like. Gorgeous. And if you want to see this eye look, of course, you should check out my weekly haul video because I did include this tutorial in that video if you want to see it. I love this look. Anyways, we do have more to talk about, but here, one last look at how the Makeup Revolution concealer held up. I have a confession to make. Last night, I did most of my skincare routine and then I went to bed and I didn't moisturize. I know I'm not supposed to do that. It happens, okay? And I'll say that to let you know that I'm having a little bit of texture today. My skin is a little, it's not dry because I'm always oily, but it is a little bit dehydrated. So for today's concealer and under the eye, I'm gonna use my One Size concealer. This is the Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer. I am using this today specifically, one, because it's long wear and it's gonna stay all day and keep me looking nice. Two, it is so good with texture, and I'm having that little bit of texture. I mean, a lot of bit of texture because I'm just a little dehydrated today. I'm oily and dehydrated. It's gonna give me that medium to full coverage. I'm gonna probably build it to a full coverage today. You can maybe see a little bit of texture on my forehead. It's not terrible, y'all. I know I'm being dramatic, but it is what it is. I've got some texture, and the one size, it's going to help your girl out today. I actually just bought a second one size during the Sephora savings event because mine was running low and I cannot be without it. So this is a full coverage, maybe medium if you don't use much concealer. It is waterproof, long wear, all the things that we love. Waterproof means to me as an oily skin person that usually it is going to be long wear, and in terms of one size concealer, that holds to be true. Complexion is done. I mean, powder, bronzer, brows, lips. I still have to do eyes, blush, highlight, you know, like we're most of the way done. But you can see how nicely that concealer is over my texture. I mean, I definitely have the texture here. You can tell like I'm a little dry right in here. But overall, I'm looking so smooth. The one size, it's good. It's good when I'm having like some texture issues with my skin. So, you know the drill. I'll be back to check in. Here is the end of the day. My oils are coming through, but in a very beautiful way. And, you know, listen, tonight I'm going to swap it up and actually do my skincare routine correctly. I'm not gonna forget to moisturize, so I'm not gonna have the dryness dehydration tomorrow. Hopefully everything's looking still nice and smooth, not just under my eyes, but like on my forehead and my nose and my chin. It's all still looking good. The only thing I've touched up today is my lip. This concealer looks so good. One size, I'm telling you, they are here for those of us with oily skin. They really are. They are here for us. Another holy grail for me, Pat McGrath concealer. I recently picked up another one of these during the Sephora sale. Mine was empty, and I think this is my third time repurchasing it. It's so beautiful. It has this gorgeous, gorgeous natural matte finish. And if you're like, Heather, what is natural matte finish? Well, I'm so happy you asked. It seems to be like a popular term right now for skin-like matte, meaning it's not going to be that flat matte that people are so afraid of, that like no life to your skin type of matte. It's not that. It's skin-like, to where not overly glowy, not overly matte, but a little more on the matte side, which is super beautiful. And I know so many people with dry skin love this concealer too. I feel like this one is like universally loved. It's full coverage, it's moisturizing without being heavy. It definitely doesn't emphasize any wrinkles or crinkles. It's supposed to have this soft focus effect that kind of blurs, and I definitely agree that it does that. It doesn't settle weird into any fine lines. Like, it definitely doesn't make anything look worse. It's just really beautiful. Complexion is done. Here's what my under eyes look like. I mean, I'm set with powder. I always set with powder. Hello, oily skin, humid climate, nice skin-like matte. You'll definitely be able to see how great this concealer is when I come back in 10 to 12 hours. No touch-ups, no blotting, no powder, no nothing. Here is what my complexion is looking like. I think it's still looking really, really good. I was outside today. I was driving a lot. I was in and out of places. I was definitely like in some sunshine. I was with my kid, and I think the makeup looks great. Again, I am a little more oily than the days where I just, you know, mostly stay inside all day, but that is to be expected. I will say the concealer is still looking great under the eyes. I'm still having the coverage. I'm still having the smoothness. I mean, I have wrinkles and crinkles, so that's not gonna go away with concealer, but definitely not emphasizing or making anything look more exaggerated. I think this is looking great. I know Pat McGrath is like a luxury brand, but I keep repurchasing for a reason, because it does what it needs to do. It does the job. You see why this is one of my top 10. Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. It's so good. It's so good. It's a luxury concealer, but it is amazing. Full coverage, buildable. I can really build it in some areas. I love that. And my oily skin is not going to eat this concealer away. We love, okay? I need a concealer that is long wear, and that is this one. Natural to natural matte, skin-like finish type of concealer. It's not overly glowy, especially when I set with powder. It's not overly dewy, but it's not a flat matte. It's not going to emphasize any texture. Hydrating enough for my 36-year-old under eye area. I completely forgot to check in after my makeup was done. So I have had my concealer on for 3 or more hours now. So we'll kind of do like a midday check-in. My concealer's been on about 3 hours. We're looking great, looking amazing. I expect no less from the Dior, but of course I will also check in at the end of the day. See, like, coverage, not settling weird into any texture, still looking nice. It is now about 14 hours later. 14 hours after I put my concealer on. Now I will say I did blot maybe halfway through. I was out with my kid. We were outside. We were doing some stuff. We had some errands to run. And in the truck, I actually did blot just a little bit to get rid of some excess oil. But like, no touch-ups. When I blot, I just take my sheets and kind of press them to my skin, absorb any excess oil. It was pretty warm outside today, so that's pretty normal for me, and this is what we're looking like now. I've got my cozy sweater on because I've been at the computer editing, and you can see this Dior concealer is still looking great. It's not doing anything I wouldn't want it to do. It's not breaking up. It hasn't settled weird into any lines. It's still looking amazing, which you would hope with a luxury price point, right? But you never know. You never know, which is why I'm here to show you the good ones so you don't waste your money. I feel like this makeup could go another few hours, but I'm ready to get in bed, so it's time to take it off. What should we do next for top 10? I really love talking about makeup. I could talk about makeup all day long. Should we do worst 10? I am going to have videos up for y'all right now, so you can stick around and keep talking makeup with me because it never gets old to me. I'm obsessed.